And next, the one I said, like you have the shortcut to find this one. You don't have to list out all the time, like 60 or 12 is a small number where you can just list out and get the factors. Whereas when the number is quite big, it is not that easy to find the factors. So what we do here is we have to go for the formula. The formula is, suppose you have to find the number of factors of n, first prime factorize and write that n in the form of a prime number. So when you write it in the form of a prime number, like p, q, r are the prime factors, and raise to the powers, like we have seen earlier for 90 in the same way. Yeah, we have to just take this and then take only the powers now. You are writing in the form of a prime number raised to some powers. Take only the powers now, increase each of this power by 1 and multiply them to get the number of factors. So now we are going to see that. Like one of the example I can show you directly here, there is number of factors. What for the 24, if you had to find, first write down this 24 in the form of a prime factors, that is 2 power 3 into 3 power 1, and now this 2 power 3 list out in this column. So what are all the different factors you can have? 2 power 0 is also one of the factors. There is nothing but 1. 1 is definitely a factor of any number, so we have to start with 2 power 0. Then 2 power 1 is another factor. The 2 power 1 you can divide this way. So similarly 2 power 3, 2 power 4, that's a maximum. You cannot have 2 power 4. 16, 24 is not divisible by 16. So we have to restrict up to this number, that is 8. So you can divide 24 by 8, but not by the next number 16. Similarly, here you have 3 power 1, so you can consider from 3 power 0 to 3 power 1. So when you list out this and take the product of these two, 2 power 0 to 3 power 0 is nothing but 1. And the same thing, like 2 power 1 into 3 power 0 is going to be 2. You take it in this way. This is going to be 4, this is going to be 8, and then this is again 3 power 1 into 2 power 0 is 3. Then the product of 2 power 1 to 3 power 1 is 6. 2 power 2 into 3 power 1 is going to be 12 and 24. So these are all the different factors which you have. That is, you have totally 8 factors. Or you can say the number of columns you have is 4 here, and the number of rows here it is 2. Therefore, we can say you can just consider this columns and row. So these columns, when you consider, there are 4 of them, and here the rows you can consider as 2, right? So sorry, yeah, this 2. So what you can do here is you can just take this number of factors is nothing but number of rows into columns. So 4 into 2, that is nothing but 8. So you have 8 of them. So here you can see that you can also do this by using this formula, 2 power 3 into 3 power 1, which you have. You can just take this power and increase by 1. So that becomes 4, and this power and increase by 1, that becomes 2, and then multiply to get the number of factors. That's what is shown here. Okay, so why we are increasing this by 1? That is because, as you know that when it is 3, you need to take from 0 to 3. 0, 1, 2, 3. So there are 4 of them. Similarly, when it is 3 power 1, you are taking 0 to 1. So there are 2 of them. So the 0 is one thing which is included in this. Therefore, we are adding 1 to that. And similarly, you can just find out for 480, the number of factors. When you factorize, this is going to be the number. So 5 has to be increased by 1, that becomes 6. 1 will become 2, this 1 will become 2, then multiply that to get the number of factors. So in general, this is a method. N equal to A power P, B power Q, and C power Q, and so on, R, and so on. When it goes on, then the number of factors is just take the powers, increase that by 1 and multiply. So some of the numbers are given here, the number of factors of each number. Like 16 has 5, 36 has 9, 20 has 6, and so on. A perfect square has odd number of factors. Please remember this. Any perfect square where the powers will be even, so when you increase the powers by 1, it becomes odd, and the product of those odd numbers is going to be odd. Therefore, any perfect square will have odd number of factors. A square of a prime number has exactly 3 factors. So any square of the prime number, you can just consider the prime number itself will have 2 factors, and squaring them will be another factor. So exactly 3 factors is going to be. And now coprimes. So coprime, what do you mean by coprime? So coprime is nothing but a set of numbers which do not have any other common factor other than 1 are called coprime or relative prime. So it can be considered in both the ways, both the same meaning. This means that no numbers, this means those numbers whose HCF is 1. So for example, 8 and 9 have no other common factor other than 1. So 8 and 9 or any consecutive numbers, when you consider they are co-prime to each other. Any two prime numbers are co-prime to each other, or any prime number and the composite number where they don't have anything in common are co-prime to each other. So it doesn't mean that only the consecutive numbers. Randomly, any two composite number also can be co-prime to each other. For example, I can consider say 21, which is a multiple of 7 I can take, and I can consider 44. Both are composite numbers. So 21 and 44 doesn't have anything in common, and so on.